LeetCode problem number 6, ZigZag conversion, Java solution. So basically you are given a string like this, PayPal-ish ring, I think. I think it must have first asked at a PayPal company, I think. So this is the example, the input string, and you are supposed to write in a zigzag pattern and then return the string appended row by row. So in this case, if you give this string, you have to take it downwards, right? If you are given a string and the number of rows, in this case, see in this is the same string, and then the number of rows is 3. So instead of going in the case of you write the English language left to right, but here you go top to bottom, and at the end of the number of rows you turn back and then go up, kind of thing. This zigzag is not exactly zigzag, but we will see in the code. And now you have to return assemble this one PAHN and then APLSIIG and then YIR. So you have to assemble all of them and then return the string back to the user. So that's the problem at hand. So let us take a look at the Java solution. So if it is null or empty number of rows, this is the base case, so you return back. And if number of rows is 1, so there is nothing to zigzag here, so you return the original string. And now you use the string builder, not the string class, because string is immutable, so you're wasting too much memory because you keep attaching new characters and constantly modifying the string. So you build a row array of strings called rows, where it could be minimum of number of rows or s dot length. So for what if, like in this case, number of rows is say 100, and then the length of the string PayPal string is there, right? So you don't need to take 100, so you can take the minimum as well as. So that's the reason why you need to take the minimum of the number of rows or the length of the string. So in this case, if it is 100, you will take less. But if it is like in this example, LeetCode example, if number of rows is less, you take the number of rows. But otherwise, if you take more, you get a different answer. So now you go through and initialize the string arrays, build additional string objects, because here you just build the array. So now here you are building the objects, and you start with the current row as 0 and then going down equals to false. The reason you don't set it to true, because usually first you go down, but the reason is of this condition you want to include. So that's when it gets switched. So you actually go down in the initially, but you set it to false because of this current row equals to 0. So you go through the list of characters in the string and then append to the whichever is the current row, you append the current character. And if the current row is 0 or current row is the max number of rows minus 1, that's when you flip, either you are going down or going up. So if we are going down or going up, you increment or decrement the row. And you see this diagonal thing in the LeetCode thing. This is basically like as a visual description. This is not how it looks. If you see the resultant ones, the strings, it is just the first row is PAHN. So you just keep appending. So there is nothing spacing it out. So I just wanted to mention that. So this, when you are going through like this, P and then P comes here, and then you increment, so it becomes A. So A goes here in the second row. So this is the string of like row 0, and then row 1 and then row 2, because in this specific case the number of rows is 3. And so why like the middle row gets so many more characters is because when you do this PAY and then you directly decrement, so you are not going you are not going in a like a brick wall kind of way, right? You are not going. So when you are at the bottommost row, like second row number 2, you are immediately going to row 1. So that's the reason why the middle row, whenever you swap, it picks up more characters, and that's the reason why however many times you swap is basically, this tells me that you are swapping like 4 times, like up and down kind of thing. So that's the reason why the middle row has lot more characters than the 0th or the second row. And so you append the C, and then you do, whenever it is at the borders, you flip and then you do it. So that's all the logic here is. Basically you collect all the substrings in these rows, and then you now build the result by appending the rows, and then you return that toString. That's it. So let us take a look at this run PayPal, adding P to row 0, A to row 1, and then Y to row 2. See here, you don't go left and then add the next one to the row 2, then it would be almost equal distribution. And if you see here also, right, if you see when I equals to 4, the row 1 and row 2, basically it's pretty even distribution. There is only one difference, because in how you start and end. So if you start going down, so this one will get more characters, row 1 will get more characters. So let's go back to the example. So P to row 0, A to row 1, and then Y to row 2. Now you're changing direction up. So you add the fourth one, PayPal's P to row 1, and then A to row 0. At this point, it's still PA, and then L to row 1. So if you see, row 1 has got A, and then P, and then L, like that. So you're just like almost like a spiral matrix kind of thing. You're going in a spiral way. And so you keep on swapping, and between row 0, row 2, and row 1. And this is how the substrings you will end up with: PAHN, APL, SIIG, and then YAR. Now you append all these 3 in the second for loop of the string builder we saw above. And so you return this string. That's it. Comment below if you have any questions. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Bye.